Hi, Amy.
Abby.
We watched Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 2.
My thoughts. Yes. I was surprised and thrilled at the same time to see that this was a longer episode. And then as the episode went on and on and on, I was less thrilled. Um, I feel like a lot went on and yet nothing. There was questionable behavior and a lot of stupidity.
The stupidity.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I look forward to celebrating the stupidity with you when we get to that. I thought average length episode, aren't they always an hour and a half now?
I feel like at least the first couple are the longer ones and then they cut them short.
Oh, no, not for the Sunday night show.
Oh,
It's
well, then
always
I'm completely wrong.
just
Anyway.
the other way that goes into a mini format, and whatever ones they show on Monday nights tend to be shorter. I thought this episode was very interesting. It showed me that a lot of these people are completely living in a fantasy land.
Out to lunch.
And then some. Yeah. So before we dig into all of this lovely stuff, let's do a quick 1 and 2. 1, rate, review, and follow us wherever you listen to the podcast. 2, watch us on YouTube at 90 Day Fiancé Honestly. And now we may begin. Rick and Trisha. Trisha's a midwife.
Yeah.
I am so stoked. What an awesome job.
I think that's incredible, though I think that this leads me to believe that he is diluted. Because remember in the last episode, he was saying she brought up kids and he was like, whoa, 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 I don't know about having more kids. And yet, not only is she midwife, I'm counting, but she also says that it's part of her culture that you're presumed to have children. She loves children and needs to have her own. Have you had this conversation before? I want to hit my head against the wall.
Yeah.
Do you guys not talk about these things, especially because he has at least 5 children right now?
Excellent point. Her love of children was so obvious, so strong, came across very clearly.
Yeah.
And let's remember, she is but 25 years old. Fantastic. I think that she's got this job. She's so young, because I know it takes a lot of years of training to become a midwife. Then to your second point about them not having actually discussed in any kind of detail having children, which he
Together.
seems to be done with and she seems to be just starting off with. But we learned a very important thing in this episode, which is they've only actually been talking online for 6 months.
Love that.
Which adds to the complete deludedness of both of these people that they're considering this relationship, that they're going ahead with things, that they're talking the way they talk about each other and their relationship. And yet we have the 5-day silence on her side.
10-day.
And was it 10 days now?
I believe so.
Okay, now it's 10. I still thought it was 5. And his...
I mean, I could be wrong.
Whatever he did, which has not yet been revealed, but which we can presume is an indiscretion, that, you guys are not serious. I cannot take them seriously if it's only been 6 months and if they haven't discussed the reality of the incredible different points at which they are in their lives.
Yep.
But let's go into more details, okay? So we learn a little bit more about Trisha. She's from this tribe. It's a very aggressive tribe, she said. And I thought, does that perhaps foretell of something that will come up in the future? Maybe.
I also wrote that down. Her tribe is aggressive. Should he be afraid of the issues that he has to talk to her?
Yes. I was also a little bit worried and concerned over that remark. Next up was the fact that she was with her ex for 3 years. That's a significant period of time when you're in your early 20s. And he cheated on her often, which to me says, okay, now she's either got very stringent rules for her boyfriend, i.e. you will not cheat on me, or she's lowering the bar somehow, perhaps.
Or she just had no idea.
Yeah. That could be too. I liked the way that she described Rick when she was talking about what kind of a person he is, his character is like, how attracted she is to him because of all these qualities he had. But one of the things that she mentions over and over again is loyalty. And I think that will be tested.
I think that's going to blow up in her face.
During Rick's layover, he starts mulling over this whatever it is that he did
Issue.
while he was in the silent room. Mhm. I really wanna know what it is.
I
Do
already
you
told
think
you.
he slept with somebody, or do you think he just, like, fooled around with somebody?
No, I think he got somebody else pregnant.
Oh, that's extreme. That would be quite shocking.
But they keep talking about babies.
Yes,
How many
they do.
times have they spoken about well, how many times has she spoken about babies? So I feel like a lot of this is foreshadowing for the
Yeah,
future. What
yeah.
is going to piss her off the most? What is going to concern him to confess the most is, "Oh my god, I slept with someone else while we were on a break or while you had ghosted me." And now she's pregnant. Because I think he said that the past had caught up with him or
Mhm.
something to that effect, and I was like,
Yeah.
"He got somebody else pregnant." That's my prediction.
My god, I hadn't even gone there, but that would be explosive if that was the reality. Okay, good to know. Next, when he arrives at the airport and he's doing the Darcy routine in the bathroom. Nice to see a man doing that for a change. He said something which I really did not like and which rubbed me so much the wrong way. He said he's there to claim his stake. Yeah, a woman is not a piece of land that you can lay claim to, that you can possess. Okay? Ick. Big ick.
That, to me, also supports the fact that he got someone else pregnant because what other way does he establish his I don't wanna say dominance, but his possession
Yeah. Then by
and
impregnating.
yeah. Ugh. Anyway, they land or he lands. They have a really nice meet.
Reunion?
Yeah, I don't the way that she kicked off her shoes made me cringe.
Thought it was cute. I thought their chemistry was over the top.
Well, definitely, I just the floors.
Yep.
But you could tell how excited they were to see each other, how much chemistry they had together. I thought their greeting was actually quite beautiful. However,
Okay.
wait,
What?
did you have something else to say about the greeting?
Well, when you said beautiful, I was like, "Yeah." That's not the word I would use to describe it, but I
Mm,
can see where you're coming from. I just think like the chemistry when I say the chemistry was over the top, I mean sexual chemistry.
I was gonna say sexually fueled.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this concerns me very, very much. So, beautiful is your term. My term would be more like concern,
Okay, well, I meant
possible
beautiful
red
in the
flag.
way that they weren't picking fights with each other, at least at this point, because in the car,
In the car,
he
things change.
starts nitpicking. Dude, is this the time?
Okay. Can I call your attention to the number of times that she asked him, "Do you love me?"
You can, but I can't say
In
that I
the
remember that.
in
Um,
the airport when they first met, in the car, and I believe in the hotel room as well. So this is what I mean by she's been really affected by this cheating with her last relationship. And so she's definitely got her antennae up to make sure that the man that she's with is the right one. But just asking a person for verbal confirmation of what you're looking for doesn't seem like enough evidence for me.
well, that's like, do you think I'm pretty?
Yeah.
Do you
What's he going to
like
say?
my boobs?
What's he going to say?
I hope you realize that that was towards what was her name? Aviva?
E-
No, Emma.
Emma. Yeah. And then it just seems like in the car, the whole mini argument that they have over jealousy and suspicion is also a foreshadowing of something not so good that may be lurking in the shadows about to come out for them.
I think there's a lot that's gonna come out of the shadows, and I
Mhm.
am patiently awaiting for it
Yes.
to blow up,
Yeah.
especially
I
because
don't
they're like, "Oh, my king. Oh, my queen." Okay, you haven't known each other for very long. You just
know.
met. He is twice your age, already has
Least
many, many children.
5 children.
Let's
Mhm.
just say many, and, he has secrets. But
You both
also You both have secrets. Yes,
Both
you're
have
right.
secrets.
Yeah.
And then the immediacy of getting naked. I mean, more power to you. However, questions. Questions. I have questions. Why? Why so quick? What is going on? And do you not want to just spend a little bit of time getting to know each other?
They
He's
didn't
there
go for
for
dinner. They didn't go for drinks. They
nope,
didn't do anything.
just shower and sex. And probably a shower again after. And probably more sex again after that.
Did what in the shower together.
No,
Number
no, they
one.
did not. Mm-hmm.
Number two, I feel like we got a bit too much of a preview.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't need that.
There was a lot of blurring of the outfit she was wearing going on.
Yes. And she's an absolutely gorgeous woman.
Yeah. Oh my
Totally
gosh.
fine. I don't mean like totally fine, but like totally fine that, they showed a bit of it, but like way too much of the making out, too much of the, maybe you should have gotten out the first time he looked at the cameras. Like,
Yeah. I wasn't sure with the towel around his waist if we were seeing something we shouldn't or not. Yes. Anyway,
yeah.
that's all I have to say about them. I, like you, am eagerly awaiting what happens next.
Can we move on?
Yes, let's go to Forrest and Sheena. I can't wait to talk about this.
Okay, first of all, his face irritates me now.
Isn't it great? I just love a good incel.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
listeners, we have found some insight into his internet behaviors, and he has shown that he is an incel.
Very clearly, very loudly, and quite proudly, I'm sorry to say.
His comments have been absolutely revolting.
About women.
Yes. I think both you and I gave the pukey emoji.
This is just his social media. It's out there in public. You can see it. You can read it. Gross. Anyway, you know how last week we were saying, does he live with his parents? What's the living situation? I figured it out. That house that he's in is actually a duplex. They're one beside each other. So mom and Dev live in one side and he lives in the other side. So he's not technically independent, really.
Love that.
Just to bolster our theories from last week. And we finally get to learn Sheena's age. She's 40, which is fine. No issue with that. We just an update because we didn't have her age last week.
I have so many comments and I also don't want to say any of them. So apparently she said some hardcore breakup stuff. Apparently she gave her parents $4,000. And this is the third time that she's lied about it. And yet we still don't know what he does for a living. He hasn't mentioned how much money he has put into the pot.
Okay. I have some clarity on all of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go on.
Because everybody is thinking, what exactly is going on with this money? Is it his money and her money? Is it just her money? It's just her money, everybody. It's just hers. I went back, I rewatched episode 1. I listened very carefully. In episode 2, they're talking about this money as if it's hers. It is hers. In episode 1, they made no mention of him contributing to the account. It was an account she opened in the Philippines with her parents, and she is putting all of her savings into it. She is saving with the intention of having enough money to pay for the visa so that she can get to the United States. But Forrest is not contributing. He, in fact, said in this episode, I am currently unemployed. I don't know if he has ever been employed. I have my doubts. As we discussed last week, he stays up on Filipino time. So he's actually out of whack with regular daylight time in the United States, which means that he could only hold a job, which is in between the time when he's sleeping during the day and when he's not talking to Sheena at night. Makes no sense. Let's assume he lives off mom and Dev plus whatever social assistance he gets from the government because he does need it. Okay. So that money is Sheena's. She comes from a culture where kids are expected to support their parents. And I am so glad that Dev is the only one in this episode who was smart enough to realize, hey, before we cast any judgment or make any nasty comments about this woman and how she chooses to spend her own money, let's maybe take a look and consider the culture and where she comes from and how families treat each other. It may be different from what you think, Mom. Oh my God, I hate Mom right now.
100%. And I can tell you, as I've mentioned before, Um, I have friends and extended family
Family.
members who
Mhm.
are uh, Filipino, and it is not uncommon to send money home for your family.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of expected, especially if you're making money here. It makes from what I've seen, makes more sense for people to make more money here and send more money home than it is for them to have like a higher income to stay here, if that makes any sense. Like they'd rather have a like less rooms in their home and like a smaller home and be able to send more money home than it is for them to want to like prosper here. It's like
Yeah.
let's support the family back at home. So that made so much more sense to me. So again, it also stuck out to me. I think it's in highlight to the comments that he's made. He keeps saying that he wants to save her from her family, but like, is she a weak little woman who has absolutely no autonomy? And how is it even remotely possible that she's using you? Have you sent her any money?
No.
Probably not, because it's taken you 7 years to save up for this flight, apparently. And then they get in the car and, or as they're getting ready to leave, his mom is like, "Where are your bags?" And he's like, "This is it." He's bringing a backpack.
Mhm.
That's not
Yeah.
even a carry-on. That's a personal item because they're going to go shopping when he gets there.
Mhm.
And what is he going to use to bring it back? He's not planning on coming back.
Yeah, I don't know about the coming back bit. I don't think that he would be able to resist mom's influence that much. But let's
I
talk about mom for a second, and I just want to address one or two of the things that you said. First of all, l- mom assumes that Sheena is taking advantage of Forrest. How I still it's beyond me because he hasn't sent her any money. Sheena is much more capable and independent and autonomous than Forrest is. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so maybe she could be capable of manipulation more than he is. However, why would she need to do that? Why would she take advantage of somebody who is less able than she is? That seems off completely. And then this notion that mom has that the parents are scammers and that they're trying to scam Forrest. This is total delusion, total fantasy, complete fabrication. We have no evidence to show that this is the case. We have Sheena saving money for herself. 4 years ago, her parents took that money. Well, of course they did. If she'd known Forrest for 7 years and she'd been saving up the money for 3 and it's just sitting in a bank account and they need it, hello?
Well, think
And then,
about David and Sheila. Like,
yeah,
had Sheila been working a prosperous job, like like being a vet, and she had that money, are you gonna actually take that position that she's not gonna help her family recover from the hurricane? Hell no.
exactly.
Do you think
It's
David would
she
have taken an issue with that? Hell no.
It's proposed that Sheena doesn't have the wherewithal to say no to her parents, but this is her choice, and she doesn't seem to convey to us that she is upset with her parents for taking the money. She's just like, "Oh yeah, they needed the money, so I gave it to them." Like,
It seems as though she's more guilty about lying to him about it.
that, yes, I completely agree with. If she says it's for this and then she uses it for that, I could, yeah, totally. But the idea that her parents are scamming and that Forrest has got to rescue her, she's living with the parents. She lives with them. She loves them. She has a good relationship with them, as far as we can see.
Yeah.
And yet Forrest is saying, oh, they're so evil. They're going to cast her out into the street. Well, she makes a lot of money. And if they cast her out into the street, then wouldn't she be saving all of that money for herself and her parents wouldn't have any sway over it anymore? Like, nothing makes sense.
No, it seems as though he's creating his own narrative to make himself feel more empowered, more important, even though he's adding absolutely nothing to this
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Sheena is amazing from what we've seen so far. I love that she's a vet. She seems really like together and
She
on
seems
it,
genuine.
just like lovely and sweet. And whatever difficulties she has with her family, seems like she's able to cope with it.
Mhm.
I think that the flack that she's gotten from Forrest's mom is probably the worst thing in her life at this point.
Well, she even said that she was worried about meeting his mom because of the vitriol that she was spitting in the text messages. I have, even though I was engaged, my mom had my ex's uh, phone number, but to my knowledge, she never messaged him about anything. If anything, it was like, I can't get a hold of Amy. Can you confirm that this is the time of dinner? It wasn't, let me get involved in your relationship.
Yeah, that part is really, really worrying. The meddling from mom and the negative meddling. Like it's
Yeah.
absolutely intent on being negatively meddling rather than meddling for positive sake, I guess.
Well, just it really brings a different light to the to her to Molly and Dev going to the Philippines. I can understand being concerned about your son. Now I really think that you have alternate motives. I don't think that about Dev. I think that he is pretty sincere. He's been pretty open about how he feels about these things. And Forrest even seems very receptive to Dev's positions. I'm concerned about Molly.
Definitely. If anything, I think Molly is trying to scam Sheena because she's maybe forcing Sheena to save this money for Forrest, or at least guilting her into saving the money for Forrest and her to get the visa rather than Forrest paying for it. And then this begs the whole question of, well, how on earth is he going to get a visa for Sheena? He has no job. He has no income. How's he going to support her? It's the parents who will have to go on the visa as being Sheena's financial supporters. And so they obviously don't want to do that. They're making Sheena save the money now so that they don't have to later on if and when she comes to the United States. It's really gross what's going on with this family.
I agree. I find it very concerning, but I don't want to talk anymore about it. Can we move on, please?
Yeah, let's go to
Okay.
Aviva and Stig, the new couple. Aviva is 26. She's from Arizona. We didn't get Stig's age, unless I'm mistaken. He's from Belize.
The jump scare of her in the dental office with the camera with her
Yeah.
didn't
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right. But he's a big deal. He's a big deal rapper with many opportunities to meet women. Wonderful. And they met online a few years ago, but only in the last 6 months. Again, a 6 month relationship. They decided to take their online friendship into more of the romantic category. And so this is the first time that Aviva will be going to Belize to meet Stig in person. Now we have a lovely side character, Aviva's aunt.
Whose name is Spring,
Delightful.
who used to live in Belize for about 20 years. She was married and was cheated on several times and is now cautioning Aviva about the possibility that Stig is not being faithful to her. And I 100% feel like Spring has her ears to the ground and she is listening to all the things and she's feeding it back to Aviva. And Aviva's like, no, I don't believe that's true. There's no way. I feel like she's just playing the innocent role. Though I also wonder if Spring is blowing it out of proportion because she's projecting her hurt based on being cheated on.
She absolutely has a colored perspective on this subject. Yeah, she comes from a place where she's definitely projecting this onto Aviva. Absolutely. But Aviva has got the blinders on. Again, delusion. She will not accept any hint of Stig's being disloyal to her or doing anything wrong. She doesn't want to have anything to do with anything negative. As Spring was telling Aviva all of the things that she thought she'd heard about Stig, you could
Oh,
see
no.
that, like, she was just pressing her lips together. Aviva was like, I'm not going to say anything, and everything you're saying is a lie anyway, so
He
I'm
would
just
never do that to me. That it's a reflection of our baby girl Lisa with what was his name?
Usman.
Usman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's determined optimism. She will not allow any little bit of negative influence or reality into her narrow view of how things are going to go for her and Stig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's move on to her packing.
Yeah. Let's.
She wants to pack firecracker shrimp in a bag.
Hmm.
Not even an ice pack.
Not even Tupperware, something that is leak proof.
I wasn't even at that point. I mean, that's beyond my point, but like nothing. Nothing.
No ice, no refrigeration necessary. It's just seafood. Come on. It'll last for days at room temperature.
2 hours, 2 hours. That is the limit before it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Even that's a stretch for me, but I mean, based on health and safety rules from my limited, well, I mean, it's been a long time since I worked in the restaurant industry, but like, you're going to take that overseas?
So she bought it the night before, right? Put it in her fridge, gets it out of the fridge at 4 a.m. or whatever ungodly hour it is that she had to wake up at in order to catch her first flight. She's got 2 of them to get to Belize. It's going to be, I would estimate, at least 7 hours flight time plus layover time, plus the getting to the airport, getting back to wherever it is they're going, hotel, I guess. Let's make it 9 hours of this seafood just sitting at room temperature.
In a
Delicious.
How does that even get through security?
Well, this part I don't have an issue with. I've taken snacks on planes tons of times. I don't see how that's a problem. You
But
threw it
leak proof?
but it's not a liquid. And if
But
you
it
put
has
it
a
through the X-ray
sauce.
machine, they don't seem to have a problem with anything you bring on the plane.
But it is seafood. Like,
I know.
what
I know.
Foot? What the F is that? I can't
the F?
imagine having someone land after traveling for 9+ hours with cooked shrimp that has not been refrigerated. That is a cesspool of bacteria, and I can't even imagine the smell. She's bringing him the gift of like a number of bacteria, and
Diarrhea?
that's not it. The gift of both ways.
Oh, both are lovely. Oh,
If not
that's
a hospital visit due to dehydration, like he's going to be so sick if he eats that.
but it's gonna be so memorable. He'll never forget this meeting.
He's going to
Sorry.
regret asking her for that.
Anyway, these 2 lovebirds.
That's the last thing
is
I
it-
wrote down.
What is in store for them? She wants to get engaged on this trip. And may I remind you, it has only been 6 months of online dating, not even in-person dating, online dating. Girl. Good luck. We read on. Back to Emma and Ziad. My first comment is something that Ziad said. He said, "I respect my religion," to which I replied, ha 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 ha. We've heard that so many times. I respect my religion. Okay, right. So why did he say, well, he didn't say, but why did he agree with her that they were going to do all
Why
the
did he
things on the
lie
first
to her?
night? Yeah. Why did he lie? Why did he lead her on? Why did he lead her to expect that there would be lots of kissing and touching and everything if he respects his religion so much that all he's going to do, in fact, is hug her and kiss her on the cheek?
Found this just so irritating. Not only is he going back on what has already been recorded on camera, but on camera, he tells her to put the flowers down. He's going to carry them. 2 feet later, he tells her to pick the flowers back up.
She has to walk first. She has to take this bag. It's already started. The control
Yes.
is so blatant. It's the little things. You have to walk here. You will listen to what I'm saying. You will follow my instructions. You will take this bag. You will pick up the flowers. You will go here. And she is expected to follow all of those instructions without question, without hesitation. So
He's
yeah.
simultaneously changing the terms of their relationship, which in employment terms, at least in Canada, is constructive dismissal. So to me, this is constructive dismissal of a relationship. Peace out. But it is not. Anyway, she mentions that, she's looking at all the places. She's like, oh, I would totally move here. But does he want to move to the US? Questionable. And then it comes out that they're not going to stay in the same hotel room. But does she not book the hotel itself? Because it's like not an adjoining room, but it seems as though it's part of the same suite. Did you catch
Yeah.
that?
So what they have is basically a house.
Oh,
There's a kitchen, there's everything, and there's at
it's a
least 2
suite.
bedrooms. So, yeah, she's staying in one room and he's staying in another room.
Yeah, but if she's paying for it, which she already
Mhm.
said that she was, would she not have known that there were 2 bedrooms?
Well, I think she probably would have either told him, "You book the place. This is the money. I'll give you the money for it," because he would know where and what to book. And he booked a fabulous place. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, and I can't even fault her for doing that whole, Snow White thing because I feel like I would have done something very similar, though I would have chosen a different Disney princess.
That is exactly it. She thinks she's a Disney princess. That's what I wrote down. She believes herself and she wants that so badly that she's completely ignoring all of the very obvious, very large red flags that are presented
Kinda.
to her at regular intervals with this guy. And she's just, oh, playing along. Oh, tweet, tweet, tweet. Everything is so wonderful and delicious. Oh, it's just like, what, barf.
Okay, speaking of delicious,
Yes.
their meal.
Oh, of course.
When I saw that come out, I felt like I was just about to drool on myself. Like, that looks incredible. And then she starts eating it with a fork and knife. I was like, I'm even more irritated by you than I am by your hairline and your stupidity at this point. And then
Ugh.
he pops out with the whole BS about the the sex stuff. No, I'm not going to have sex with you, even though clearly having that conversation on camera, get off it. I'm sick of this already. Fast forward.
Yeah. So, what is it, do you think? Is he actually serious that he's not going to do anything with her until they are married, if that happens? God help us if it does. Or do you think he's just saying that for the camera because he wants to appear as if he's not going to do anything? But in fact, once the camera crews leave and the housekeeper is gone, they're going to go to town.
I think it's 2 and 3. 2
Yeah.
because he wants to save face,
Okay.
and 3 because he wants the control.
So, wait, is he going to have sex with her or not?
I mean, he might. I don't know. He could be
Okay.
hanging it over her head. I don't know. So it could be 2 or 3, but I don't think it's the first one.
Okay. So she's living in this fantasy land. He's destroying all of her fantasies left, right, and center. He's just trying to prove that he's the boss at every opportunity that he has and putting the woman in her place, which is so attractive. I love that. Potential? Are they going to make it?
No.
Hmm. Yeah, I am very, very disturbed by this relationship. It's not just that Emma is a vacuous puffball and that he is, he's a typical Muslim man raised in the tradition, which is so difficult for a lot of us women who are used to being treated as equals or somewhat like equals.
As we've seen. I mean, even on the show, as we've seen.
Yeah. And I just don't get it why these American women go for these guys when it's obvious that it cannot work. Like, you want to dress up in these teeny tiny clothes. You want to talk about sex openly. You want to have lots of sex before you get married. And yet you've chosen somebody whose traditions and religious values are completely the opposite of all those things. Women are covered from head to toe in clothing. You cannot touch a woman before you get married. You definitely can't talk about sex and discuss all the things you want to do to one another. Like what is she doing? Honestly, what is going on?
She has no idea.
And then the cherry on the top at the end where she says, oh, he's actually got all of these hundreds of women on social media that he follows or follow him. I'm not sure which. Who cares?
Didn't she say thousands?
Perhaps. Really didn't care. And then she said, oh, well, there's one that he's chatting with. And I was like, really? One?
How much research have you done? ma'am.
That's it? That's all your evidence? That's all
Mm.
your proof? Sheesh. Okay.
Okay, great.
So you have this question about him even being honest with you, and yet you went on this trip after just losing your job?
On to the next.
There's nobody next.
No, I know.
That's it. And that's all. Oh my God, this week was insane. Any comments you'd like to leave us with?
I'm questioning my own intelligence as I watch this now. The
Oh.
fact that we continue to watch this.
Well, at
It's
least
almost
it's
painful at this point.
it's only episode 2, Amy. You can't say that.
It's been a long day.
Okay. That's fair. That's really fair. And I was going to say, at least it's not like one of those stupider shows like The Last Resort, or, one of those made up shows where they get them all together. And
Yeah.
at least it's not that. I'm just surprised at the very, very short relationships that we're dealing with this season. Usually it's a little bit more time. It's almost as if these couples have deliberately set out to find somebody so that they can then apply to be on the show. Like, that's how short a space of time we're dealing with.
That's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have no final comments. No, nothing. Okay. All right, let's leave it there then. Before we go, if you're enjoying the 90 Day Fiancé Honestly podcast, please subscribe to or give our show a follow. If you have an additional moment, please rate us and help other 90 Day fans to find the show. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next week.